Well, I think young kids should not be pursuing sort of aggressive skincare. Their skin at that age is typically extremely healthy. It does not require much.
Hey everyone, I'm Claudia, and this is Social Questions by Top Choice Awards. Today we're here with Dr. Thomas Nakatsui, cosmetic dermatologist at Nakatsui Dermasurgery Center, Edmonton's top choice cosmetic clinic of 2026. We're so happy to have you back on the show again.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
AI skin analysis tools are now telling people what procedures they need before they've even seen a doctor. As a trained dermasurgeon, what can you do that AI simply cannot?
Well, the AI visualization devices are great. They're a great tool. They're able to see in different wavelengths of light, and it's a great tool for physicians and clinicians to use. But there are some things that AI can't do. It can't actually talk to the patient, find out what the motivations are behind what they want, because sometimes something that's very important to them may not be obvious on a scan. The other thing that the AI device can't do is it can assess things like elasticity. So I can go to a patient, I can do a little snap test or stretch test, and I can determine what might be wrong with their skin that's not obviously visible through an AI device. So I think that AI is a great tool. We all use it in different parts of our life, but there are some limitations that only a clinician can do.
GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic are changing body composition for millions of people, but nobody talks about what rapid weight loss does to your skin. As a dermasurgeon, what are you seeing walk through your doors because of this trend?
Well, I think that GLP-1 medications are causing a tremendous amount of volume loss. So that's definitely the primary thing that we see. We see people who are getting hollowing of their cheeks or various parts of their face or their body, and just from rapid loss of fat. Other things become more apparent though. So things like texture change. You know, when it's swollen, if I can use that term, with tissue underneath it, you can't see it as much. But once it deflates, you can actually see all those texture changes become more obvious. So I think with GLP-1, it's making some things more apparent that were there before, and it makes us more cognizant of what we need to do to improve them. So it's not just volume, but we also want to improve the collagen, the elastin in the tissue. So it could involve biostimulators, it can involve a good laser, like ultra clear, that is able to stimulate a lot of collagen. Sometimes it's surgical because all those things are just not sufficient to deal with the problem that's there. So there's a lot of things that come through our door, and it's really stimulated by that trigger of just tremendous volume loss.
Yeah, I can see that. We're seeing a wave of girls as young as 10 and 11 rating Sephora for serious skincare, the Sephora Kids. Phenomenon is all over the news. As an expert who sees the long-term effects, what's your honest message to young people and their parents?
Well, I think young kids should not be pursuing sort of aggressive skincare. Their skin at that age is typically extremely healthy. It does not require much. It doesn't need salicylic acids. It doesn't need strong pigment agents or depigmenting agents. It doesn't need any of these strong retinols at that age. They have young, healthy skin. I mean, it's not till later in life, from prolonged sun exposure, from aging, that we see all these changes that we need to fight. But at that age, there's nothing to fight. We actually just want to support what's there. So I don't think that these kids should be using strong agents from any place, really, much less Sephora.
I fully agree. The FDA may be on the verge of approving a new sunscreen filter that's been used safely in Europe and Japan for over 20 years, but has never been available in North America. How big of a deal is that for your patients and for skin longevity?
Well, that's an interesting question. Partly because in Canada and the US, it's different. So the FDA, which is in the US, is about to potentially approve a new agent. In Canada, we actually have this agent already. The US has been notoriously slow at introducing some of these sunscreen filters. And so we're actually ahead of the curve. And so in this particular case, we already have sunscreens with this filter that you're talking about.
Okay.
It's just the FDA in the US that's kind of slower to adopt it. The one thing that Health Canada is doing, though, with these agents is allowing it to be used in different products. So not just in pure sunscreens, but in moisturizers, things like that. So we're expanding the use of this sunscreen to different products in Canada.
And this is like a healthier sunscreen? I've never heard of it.
It's just another sunscreen. It has more UVA protection. It's just one of those things that the FDA has been really slow to move on. So they're finally incorporating something that a lot of other countries in the world already have.
Nakatsui Dermasurgery has been the top choice in Edmonton for years now. What does it mean to you personally to hold that standard? And what are you most proud of when you look back at the patients that you've served?
Well, I think in terms of what does it mean to me, I mean, it means responsibility, I think, in the sense that, we've been given this accolade. And so I feel a higher sense of responsibility to live up to that and to be able to provide excellent care to all of my patients. What does it mean to me personally? Well, I think that personally, I feel like as I said, it kind of goes back to responsibility. I mean, I feel like I want to achieve a great result for them, just for them, but also for myself, because I take pride in delivering a great result, but also in that relationship with them in the sense that I've helped them through various things over the years, from some medical issues to rejuvenating their skin to improving their movement lines to a lot of other things that they trust me to give them good advice for. So I feel that it all comes back to this sense of responsibility and happiness that I'm able to help these people over the long term.
Well, thank you again so much. Congrats once again on your win. What would you like to say to your top choice award voters?
I would like to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. We really appreciate the trust that you place in us. We know it's hard to be considered the best when there's so many people out there that are great. And the fact that you chose us is just makes me feel great that we were able to do this for you and for ourselves.
Thank you once again. And this has been another episode of Social Questions.